जब किचन में हो कुचीना
तो हर कोई बनाना चाहेगा खाना
कुचीना।
अब मैं गर्व से कह सकता हूँ मेरा बेटा लफद्दू नहीं है। अपने घर वालों को भी ये मौका दो।
Let's do this.
Smooth as a shark, silent as a shark. Marazzo.
The denuclearization deal turns sour. Now Kim Jong-un is tired of US's demands. What does Korea have up its sleeve? Kim's parade of power.
This program is co-sponsored by
125cc engine, superior mileage, Suzuki Access 125. Come pita hai.
Today marks the first death anniversary of journalist Gauri Lankesh, who was assassinated outside her residence on the fateful night of 5th September 2017. 3 medical students were killed in an accident in Devanahalli after the car in which they were travelling collided with a truck. Foul smell, poor ventilation and unhygienic conditions plague the maternity ward of the Chamarajnagara District Hospital. People forced to cover their noses. Rescue operations underway at the spot where a part of a 40-year-old Majerhat bridge collapsed in Kolkata. 1 dead, around 25 injured in the mishap so far. 88-year-old man to begin his doctoral studies in literature. Koppal resident serves as an inspiration to aspirants of advanced education. You're watching News 9 and I'm Nikhil Vasuki. We begin with some big news that has just come in from the political front. Chief Minister Kumaraswamy will be visiting Belgavi on the 15th of September. Chief Minister will be attending Ramaya Hospital's program with President in Belgavi. He's likely to hold Janta Darshan in Belgavi as well. His move comes following criticism that the government is ignoring North Karnataka. That's the latest coming in right now. Chief Minister Kumaraswamy to visit Belgavi on the 15th of September to attend the Ramaya Hospital's program in Belgavi along with the President, and will be holding a Janta Darshan in Belgavi as well. The Chief Minister's move comes following criticism that the government is ignoring North Karnataka. Now, President Ramnath Kovind is also due for a visit to North Karnataka and will be guided through by Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. Now, the state government has consistently been under a certain amount of pressure that Belgavi and other parts of North Karnataka are consistently being neglected as far as presence is concerned. And the Chief Minister has seemingly decided to close that gap and make frequent visits to North Karnataka and start off with Belgavi on the 15th of September, a Janta Darshan which is typically had at his residence, his official residence in Bengaluru, instead will this time happen in Belgavi as well. So this has been the plan of the Chief Minister, to go around the state and have Janta Darshans there, listen to the grievances of the people of Karnataka, and accordingly ensure that any action that is to be conducted is conducted. As of now, he will be heading to Belgavi on the 15th of September and will be accompanying President Ramnath Kovind. More big news coming in. The state government's impetus for development of Hyderabad, Karnataka is just an eyewash. That is the latest that is just coming in. The projects that were approved in the 2010 cabinet meeting held in Kalaburgi seem to be moving at a snail's pace. The cabinet had approved 365.54 crore rupees for the development of Hyderabad, Karnataka region. Officials have utilized only 273 crore rupees out of the 292 crore rupees released by the government. Development projects approved 8 years ago are moving at a snail's pace in Raichur, Ballari, Kalaburgi and Koppal. This is the latest coming in right now. Hyderabad, Karnataka's development has been neglected. This has been the perception for quite some time now. And the leaders from the region have consistently been worried and angry at the fact that successive state governments have not paid attention to the Hyderabad-Karnataka region, which statistically speaking is also incidentally the lowest ranked district, or lowest ranked region in Karnataka as far as development is concerned. Raichur, Ballari, Kalaburgi and Koppal are some of the most distressed and neglected districts within the Hyderabad-Karnataka region, and there have been consistent complaints that successive governments have been ignoring the requirements of the people of Hyderabad-Karnataka. Yediyurappa was criticized when he was chief minister, as was Siddaramaiah, and now the Kumaraswamy led administration is under pressure to pull up their socks and make things better for the Hyderabad-Karnataka region. On this day, the 5th of September 2017, shots were fired in Rajarajeshwari Nagar, claiming the life of renowned journalist Gauri Lankesh. Now, a year ago, as she was returning home, Gauri Lankesh was shot at multiple times. A group of individuals who were not immediately identified shot her, but she died almost immediately. This led to international headlines, outrage over voices of rationalism, voices of reason being silenced by those who disagreed with her. And Gauri Lankesh's death has sparked that very argument as to whether freedom of speech and expression is being curtailed in India. Now, as 1 year has elapsed, there have been many breakthroughs as far as the investigation is concerned. And in these breakthroughs, it has been seen that there are a lot of pieces of the puzzle that were missing, all coming together. Now, as of today, more details seem to have emerged in the Gauri Lankesh murder case. 45 people were reportedly trained in order to eliminate rationalists. 45 people over the last 8 years were reportedly trained in the jungles of Belgavi, trained in the use of firearms, trained in application of explosive material, trained in ideological discourses. Now, the special investigation team that has put together all of these pieces had questioned several trained men about this, and there are many common threads, not just involving the murder of Gauri Lankesh, but the murder of other rationalists, M.M. Kalburgi, Govind Pansare, Narendra Dabolkar. There have been many overlaps that have been unearthed, these two cases, and the murders that were mostly conducted in Maharashtra and Karnataka have brought the investigating authorities together on this as well. There has been a tremendous amount of cooperation between the Maharashtra's anti-terrorism squad and the special investigation team that was put together by the Siddaramaiah administration in order to gain a quick solution, so to speak, as to how the events that were unfolding leading to the death of Gauri Lankesh were. Now, with the death of Gauri Lankesh having completed 1 year, it has been the zest and the will of the sleuths of the Special Investigation Team that has ensured that her assassins have not gone untraced. On her first death anniversary, we bring to you a special report on her death and the participants in the plot to kill her.
September 5th, 2017. The day Gauri was assassinated. Exactly a year ago, when journalist Gauri Lankesh was returning to her house after a long day of work in the evening at around 8 p.m., she was shot dead on the streets of Rajarajeshwari Nagar. And as she lay dead in a pool of blood, her death became international headlines. The then Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, had even handed over the matter to a special investigation team with the hope that they would solve the case. 1 year on, what's the status? Truth to say, the special investigation team has made a lot of inroads into the case by arresting a dozen people. The meticulously planned investigation has impressed both the Bombay High Court and the Karnataka High Court. It was the arrest of Nihal alias Dada that the SIT found out more details about the murder. One case, multiple clues. Indeed, Gauri's murder was the only tip of the iceberg. And by investigating the matter to its end, the sleuths have unearthed many chilling details about the deaths of other rationalists like M.M. Kalburgi. Now, coming back to the dreaded assassination of Gauri Lankesh, we must again tell you that the sleuths have apprehended a dozen suspects. Some of these suspects are well known to each other, while some others do not know each other. It was indeed a Herculean task for the policemen to piece together available information and then connect the dots. Now, let's give you a lowdown about the 12 suspects. Naveen Kumar alias Hotte Manja is accused of providing shelter to others. Praveen alias Sujit is accused of providing financial assistance for the ploy. Amol Kale is one of the masterminds of the assassination plot. Manohar handpicked youths for the assassination, while Parshuram Wagmore was the one who assassinated or pulled the trigger against Gauri. Ganesh Miskin rode the bike along with Parshuram. Ramchandra was the supplier of vehicles for the killing. Mohan Naik sheltered Parshuram and Ganesh in his clinic after the killing. Rajesh Bangera was the one who actually trained people to assassinate Gauri. Another person by the name of Suresh is accused of destroying the evidence. Lastly, it was Bharat Kurne who was the logistics provider. With the arrest of these suspects, the SIT is confident of bringing the case to its logical end. They have worked 24/7 in extremely hard conditions to ensure that the ones behind the cruel, gruesome and barbaric murder of the so-called rationalists are brought to book. Prajwal and Jagdish for NEWS9, Bengaluru.
Now, the Karnataka State Highways Improvement Project Office is being shifted to Hassan even amidst opposition by the people of Belgavi. The Keshup office was originally in Belgavi, but the plans were rife to have it shifted to Hassan. Earlier it was a rumor, but it appears that the move might just materialize. Officials were already seen packing files and other items that were necessary in the office in order to shift the Keshup office lock, stock and barrel from Belgavi all the way to Hassan. Many have even accused H.D. Revana, the PWD minister, of having influenced the move and putting this office in Hassan so that his home district could benefit. But at the same time, the opposition also comes in from Belgavi as well, that the movement of the Keshup office takes out yet another government arm from Belgavi, leading to increased neglect of the area. And the K-Ship office, being in Belgavi, was providing some sort of attention, at the very least, from the government. So while the arguments are already coming in from Belgavi, that Belgavi district as well as other districts in North Karnataka are consistently being neglected, amidst this opposition there seems to be a rush to still move the Karnataka State Highway Improvement Project office from Belgavi all the way to Hassan. Now, the Chamarajanagar District Hospital is in a state of shambles, especially the maternity section of the hospital. Nursing mothers and expectant women have been in the same section with no proper ventilation, no light, no cleanliness, no hygiene at this hospital, as a result of which patients and their relatives are forced to move around with their noses covered. Now, this is the condition of a hospital where some of the more delicate patients, and that includes just recently delivered mothers. There are mothers who delivered babies just a few days ago. There are those who are expectant mothers, and they're having to close their noses while they're lying on the beds. Here is a newborn baby on the left of your screen. That is the kind of condition in which these little children are being brought into the world. And this is a district hospital, a government hospital, where there is absolutely no scrutiny. We have some reactions, mostly of patients. Let's listen in.
ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆ ಈಗ
ಮಲಗಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ
ಶೆಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಒಂಥರ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ಲು ಕ್ಲೀನಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಅದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಲಗಿಸ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ
ಹೇಗೆ ಆದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಏನೋ ಒಂಚೂರು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಈ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ
ವಾಸನೆಯಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸನೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ವಾರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಈ ವಾರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಾಸನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಸ್ಟ್ಬಿನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಸ ಪಸ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ವಾಸನೆಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಇರೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಏನು ವಾಸನೆ?
ಅದೇ ಇದು ಗಲೀಜು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋದು, ವಾಸನೆ ತುಂಬ ಗಲೀಜು, ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ಜನ ತೊಳೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ವಾಸನೆಯಿಂದ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಬ್ಬರದ್ದು ಬಿಡಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಬೆಳೆಯೋದೇ ಟೈಮ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಇವಾಗಲೇ ವಾಸನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅವರು ಇದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತಾ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು.
As one of the visitors, a relative of the patient, was describing, the source of these smells are garbage, medical waste that have been left untouched for days. Bathrooms are not cleaned for days. And these smells emanate right into the wards where the patients are sleeping, where little babies are kept. And all of this is clearly due to the stark negligence of the hospital authorities and their seniors, the district authorities who are in charge of maintaining these hospitals and the hygienic conditions therewith. An unfortunate and a very horrific accident took place in Devanahalli. We advise viewer discretion. Some of these images are disturbing. 3 medical students were killed in this accident in Devanahalli after the car in which they were traveling collided head-on with a truck. The deceased have been identified as Vishal, Prajwal and Bhushan. The trio was studying at Karnataka Institute of Medical Sciences in the city. A 4th injured person has been rushed to the hospital, yet to be identified. This accident eventually did cause a traffic jam on the road towards the airport. It was a high-speed crash. Looking at the impact it had on the vehicle, shards of glass and the whole frame completely crushed. And here is the truck. The contents of it were mostly TMT bars and pipes. which is what has caused a great deal of damage to the vehicle and instant death for the 3 students, one of whose heads was separated from the body. That was an absolutely horrific accident that has been reported from the wee hours of the day. The students were medical students at the time of their death. The identity of the 4th person in the vehicle who happens to be injured is yet to be ascertained. It's also yet to be ascertained if he was a co-student of these 3 deceased. It's also yet to be determined who was the driver of the vehicle. Here is a parent of one of the students in a state of despair, broken down that his son is no more. A very unfortunate incident that was reported from Devanahalli, and now the families are in a state of despair.
ಕಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ MBBS ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಯಾರೋ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರ ಮನದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೈವೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಡಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟು ನಿಂತಿದೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಲ್ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ. ಆ ಗಾಡಿಗೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರಿಕಾಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗಾಡಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ದೆ ಬಂದು ಹೊಡೆದು 3 ಜನ ಮೃತಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲೇ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಗಂಭೀರವಾದ ಗಾಯಗಳು ಸಹ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ MBBSನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸು.
ಚೇಟಾಗಿ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಅಷ್ಟೊಳಗೆ ಬರೋದ್ರೊಳಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಮಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾವು ತಿರುಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಲಾರಿನ ಟೈರ್ ಏನೋ ಹೊಡೆದೋಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ಕೂಗ್ಲಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸಿದ್ದು. ಅದೇ ಲಾರಿನೂ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಐತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ರಕ್ತ ಏನೋ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು.
Well, this is the unfortunate consequence of certain aspects of driving that are often neglected. Night driving needs to be done very carefully. Speed is usually a factor as well. Judging by the impact sustained by both vehicles, it is likely that it is a high-speed crash. Unfortunately, 3 young lives. From what we understand, medical students from KIMS, second-year MBBS students, on the path to illustrious career as medical professionals, cut short as a result of this horrific accident. We'll now slip into a short break. More news and updates are on the other side. Stay with us.
Premium cars like this are costly to maintain.
Actually, ma'am, the 4-year maintenance cost for Skoda Rapid is under 30,000 rupees. We give you India's first 4-year warranty, 4-year roadside assistance for all Skoda cars at no extra cost.
But I'll be driving, right?
Peace of mind comes standard with a Skoda. Skoda, simply clever.
The sixer! ये फुटबॉल है, क्रिकेट नहीं. सीलिंग शॉट जानते हो? हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट. सीलिंग शॉट नहीं. No. सीलिंग शॉट मेरा शॉट. सीलिंग शॉट.
इंडिगो ब्राइट सीलिंग पेंट. एक स्ट्रोक में सब कुछ ब्राइट.
इंडिगो ब्राइट सीलिंग पेंट.
इंडिगो.
Kola products are an essential part of my home and my interior projects. The new range of colors by Kola completely fits my colorful personality.
Welcome back. Now, the issue of street dogs being provoked and leading to a state of rage continues to make life difficult for residents of Chintamani in the district of Chikbalapura. Residents allege that despite several complaints, officials have failed to act. Dogs have attacked 2 people in the last 2 days alone, 2 children in fact. Little children who've had lacerations to their faces. This little boy has a laceration on his upper forehead, and this little child also has a laceration on the left cheek as well. We've seen instances in Bengaluru itself where 2 children aged 11 and 3 were mauled to death by dogs. Certainly, with the increase in stray dogs and sterilization procedures being employed by the municipal authorities, whether it's in the city of Bengaluru or the district of Chikbalapura, there has been a series of lapses from the authorities leading to provocation of animals. When people try to drive dogs away, they try to throw stones and sticks, and the dogs get provoked too and end up attacking not necessarily adults, but little children, as they are more of a similar size and easier targets for these dogs. And the menace has continued. So certainly the measures that have to be taken are plenty here. But at the same time, the authorities need to pull up their socks, regardless of which part of Karnataka they're in. Big news coming in. Karnataka Food and Civil Supplies Minister Zamir Ahmed Khan has lashed out at Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said, and I quote, "The central government is mum over a hike in fuel prices." He also asked the question, is this the Achhe Din promised by the Prime Minister? We don't want Prime Minister's Man Ki Baat, but we want Kaam Ki Baat. Loosely translated, Man Ki Baat is what comes out of the mind of Prime Minister, which he comes out and speaks every month on a Sunday through a radio address. That should instead be a talk of work that Zamir Ahmed Khan said the Prime Minister should be doing. So a great deal of criticism being leveled at the Prime Minister, especially in light of a heavy increase in the price of petrol and diesel in particular. Diesel has gone up 3 rupees per litre over the last 30 days, while petrol has gone up 2 rupees 50 paise a litre over the last 30 days as well. So certainly Zamir Ahmed Khan has taken this opportunity to lash out at the Prime Minister. Let's listen to what Zamir Ahmed Khan specifically said.
ಈ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ. ನಾವು ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರೆ 60 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಡೀಸೆಲ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇವತ್ತು 80 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಏನೇ ಅಚ್ಚೇ ದಿನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇದೆ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಅಚ್ಚೇ ದಿನ ಭಾಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಚ್ಚೇ ದಿನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇದೇ ಅಚ್ಚೇ ದಿನ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ. ಮನ್ ಕಿ ಬಾತ್ ಯಾ ಮನ್ ಕಿ ಬಾತ್ ಕಾಮ್ ಕಿ ಬಾತ್ ಕರೋ ಮನ್ ಕಿ ಬಾತ್ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಕಾಮ್ ಕಿ ಬಾತ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು. ಈ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು.
So scathing criticisms leveled against the Prime Minister and his administration over the price hike in fuel, which has commonly been defended as an economic phenomenon. But at the same time, there have been differences in the hike in prices of fuel and the hike in per barrel price of crude oil. So this has led to a lot of concerns too. Another unfortunate accident took place in Tumkuru this time. 4 persons were killed after a car rammed into a crane in the Shira taluk of Tumkuru overnight. 3 others who were in the vehicle were injured and were rushed to the hospital. The car was traveling from Bengaluru to Shira at the time. This is a crane which was parked on the side of the road and was not immediately visible to the driver of the car. The car veered out of control. 4 persons were killed instantly as a result of this collision. This is what remains of the vehicle after the collision into the back of the crane. Complete crushing. Again, an instance of speeding, judging by the impact and the severe damage sustained by the vehicle and the instant death of 4 persons who were in the car at the time. A man was killed after a tractor he was driving toppled over. This took place in Bilichodu village of the district of Davangere. The deceased has been identified as 24-year-old Sunil Nayak, whose family claimed that he was killed by the illegal sand mafia, and they are seeking a probe into this incident which they claim is a murder. Sunil Naik, 24 years of age, was in the vicinity when this trailer of the tractor toppled over and he was crushed to death as a result. But the family alleges that this is not an accidental death, but a murder. Now here's some news that will bring a smile to the faces of our viewers. An 88-year-old man wrote an entrance exam for admission into the doctorate program, a PhD program for Hampi University. This man, 88 years of age, is Sharana Basavaraj, who is a resident of Bisarahalli in the taluk of Koppal. Basavaraj had retired as a school teacher back in 1991-92 and had obtained his post-graduation from Hampi University last year and decided to write the entrance for a doctoral course. He is looking for research studies in Vachana literature.
ಈಗ ಯಾವ ವಿಷಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ
Well, certainly an inspiration to all those, especially those aspiring for advanced education. There is no age limit. One can enter universities at any point in their lives when they're ready to conduct an intense study. And this course is an intense study. It will require years of research, but Sharana Basavaraj, 88 years young, is ready to take on this challenging course and pass it with aplomb once admitted. And on that note, that's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. We leave you with weird news.